for calling Bristow and Sutor. Please be aware that your call may
Same lady as before in sent her a bill for 998.23 now.
If you wish to make a payment by card, press 1. If you consider you do not owe the debt, press 2. If you are an employer ringing in relation to an attachment of earnings order, press 3. If you wish to contact us via our website, by fax or text, or would like details of our opening hours, press 4.
We'll go for 2.
If you consider that you are not liable to pay the debt, you must contact the local authority for whom we are acting. We are unable to resolve such disputes. However, if your query is regarding a penalty charge notice, please select option 5 from the main menu. To listen to the main options again, press star. Thank you for calling Bristow and Sutor.
Straight through.
Afternoon, you're through Chelsea. Is this Bristow reference number or case ID?
Yeah, LIT-T.
Confirm the name and the address.
Sorry, you have to speak up.
Yep, confirm the name and the address.
Well, it's for a...
Okay, and can you confirm your name?
Oh, well, you can call me John.
John. Right, okay, and how can I help you?
Well, I spoke to your bailiff the other week about this because they'd sent through a bill for about, what was it, £492.08p. And now it's gone up to 998.23. Except the letter that she's been sent, it's just signed Bristow and Sutor in computer font. There's no human being at your offices that are willing to take liability in the matter. So I just wanted to find out what you thought of that.
Sorry, you received a letter of what? So who are you? So you're saying that you're John, and so you related to Miss Till, or what's the situation? So I'm not going to disclose any information.
Well, I've got the letter here, so I could read it all out to you.
Do you actually live yourself, or?
No, there won't be any joinder given. I'm a for her, and I'm calling from 2 groups. One of them is called Response, and the other one is called Beat the Bailiffs and the Banks. And now you know who you're talking to, don't you? Have you seen the video online?
No.
Right, well, do you want to write this down, and I'll give you my YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Delta Echo Romeo Bravo Juliet Delta Derb JD, no spaces, just put that into the YouTube search bar, and then inside of the videos you'll be looking for a video with a call to Bristow and Sutor. And this call was actually made to the bailiff with his mobile number from the handwritten letter that was put through the door, say, a couple of weeks ago maybe. Did anybody have any conversations at the office regarding that?
There was just a few seconds.
Oh, are you on the internet?
No, I'm just looking at the actual case file itself.
Right, because I had a 15-minute conversation with your man, and I'll just try and remember what his name was. I think it was something McKelly. You got a Mr. McKelly working for you?
McKenna. We got Mr. McKenna working for us.
McKenna?
Yeah.
Right, well, it was Mr. McKenna then. He was the one that was dealing with it, and I gave him quite an educational conversation on the phone. Because he is being led to believe that what he's doing is actually lawful, when in actual fact it isn't. And I can explain it to you in very short terms.
Right.
The problem that we have is everything under civil law must be liable by claimant. And what that means is the person at your end who is making the claim needs to accept legal and lawful responsibility and liability in the matter. And by doing that, they need to send to this lady, they need to send to her a written letter with the full name of the human being from your end, because you're the agents dealing with the matter, wet ink signature from one of your proper members of staff, with their full name printed clearly underneath it. We will then forensically analyse that piece of paper and do our own research through all of the government records and databases to make sure that you actually do have a human being with that full name at your offices, because we will then be prosecuting you for fraud, which could give you up to 7 years imprisonment, because you are acting as though you're pretending to be a court when you're not. And the game is up. And we're not standing for it anymore.
Right, okay. So, what do you send this response through to the actual council, or what do you voice your...
No. This response is going to be sent to you. In fact, this phone call is being recorded.
Right,
okay.
Very quickly, that is inadmissible, because you need to tell me from the start of the call that the call is being recorded.
No, it doesn't really matter, because it just so happens that I have equipment in my property that's recording me, and whether or not it can hear something else in the background is by the by.
Okay.
So, is there a staff member or director or manager at your office who is prepared to put their human liability in this matter? Yes or no?
Right, okay. Well, what I'm going to say directly is, because I'm dealing with the case file itself, I don't have any kind of signed authority from yourself or a letter from the...
It doesn't matter. This lady's under duress and stress, and she's sick and tired of having letters pushed through her door by you guys, and she will refuse to answer the door to you. Phone me. There we go. Right, so, are you going to answer the question for me, please? Is a human being at your end prepared to write a letter with their wet ink signature and their full printed name underneath it, so that that gets posted to... Our team of people, will then forensically check and analyse that piece of paper to make sure that it is a pen to paper by hand, and then we will search all of the records of employment to make sure that that human being at your office actually exists, because we will then be taking them to court for fraud.
Right. Okay.
Just one moment, sorry, if you can hold the line. Right, I'm back with you.
That's fine. I was going to say, John, any kind of request, I think it's probably better to put it in writing for a compliance team.
No, there won't be any joinder or writing made, because that's in acknowledgement of the matter. The problem is that you know that you do not have a real warrant of anything. You can't get a proper warrant with an embossed court seal. You can't get a warrant with a proper wet ink signature from a judge or magistrate, and the police won't help you, because have you seen what's happened over the last couple of days with the police?
No.
Well, I'll just find it for you, because I've got it here.
Yeah.
This is a new legislation that has been passed through the court.
Right.
And it is brand new as well, and I'm just going to find it on my list of things.
Yeah.
Bear with me a moment, because you'll be very interested to hear this. And I'm glad we're conversing over the matter. So if I just go and find what it's called.
Yeah.
Okay. Criminal Justice and Court Act 2015, Section 26 came into force on the 13th of April 2015. And what I'll do is I'll read it out to you, the most important bit.
Sorry, John. Criminal Justice.
Criminal Justice and Courts Act 2015, Section 26. Okay, you can obtain a copy of this from whoever, gov.uk or what have you, whatever you do, just make sure that you read it clearly. The basic principle of this act is that enforcement agencies and bailiffs will no longer be able to ask the police for help, because the police are now liable as individual men and women stripped of their title and uniform. So that said, if one of your guys comes and knocks on door and she refuses to deal with you, so you call the police and the police come down and assist you, then those policemen and women will be prosecuted under this new act that's only a few days old, and also you guys will be as well. And the very fact that you will be knowingly and or unknowingly, and ignorance isn't innocence, if you like, because there are clauses and terms in case law that denote that as well, but you will be prosecuted, or your men or women who turn up to trespass without the correct court warrants. And that faces up to 7 years in prison, because they're falsifying court documents and they're pretending to be agents or bailiffs of the court.
Right, okay.
So do look into the Criminal Justice and Courts Act 2015, Section 26, which started on the 13th of April. So what are we? 4 days into it? 14, 15, 16, 17, 4 days old. It also means that, well, basically the game's up, really. Unless somebody from the council can write to this lady in wet ink with a proper signature, and we will do all our forensics between her and the council, and we will verify whether that documentation is correct and proper, and we will tie it and match it back to a human being working within the council if they so wish to accept the liability in the matter. Of course, nobody does that, because they already know that it's fraud. And I'll hasten to add, every single criminal... Sorry, no, that's criminal law is a totally different thing. Every single civil matter, which is not criminal, any civil matter or corporate matter or contract law matter, which basically all fall under the same thing, there has to be contracts in the matter, and any prosecutions or claims made against some person or some human being must be accompanied by the proper paperwork. And that's the end of it. Because we're fed up with you. You've got no business with us at all. You've got no business with her either.
Right, okay.
And she's protected by us.
Yeah. Okay, John. I'll make a note of it. Was there anything else?
Just pass the matter back to the council and ask the council to write in liability with proper signatures. And then we'll pursue fraud allegations against them. Right. And us telling you this means that they already know preemptively what we would be doing, and thus they won't send us the correct paperwork. They'll send us things with PDF signatures, or they'll send us things where it says yours sincerely, and then somebody's made up name for somebody that may or may not exist within the council as a human being member of staff. And it's just printed in a, I don't know, brush script sans MS font or something, which is a nice italic font that you get on Microsoft Word.
Yeah.
To trick people into thinking that it's a signature.
Right.
But the basic fundamental of law is that if I'm going to try and prosecute you for something or make a claim against you, I need to sign my name and I need to be accepting liability in the matter, because when you turn around and say this is wrong or fraud, you can prosecute me. But at this point, nobody's accepting liability. You're quite happy to come and knock on the door or break in or whatever your supposed alleged protocols are and take property from that lady to sell to replenish whatever this fraudulent debt may be. But you're not prepared to accept liability in it.
Right.
And that's basically it.
Liability orders in place by the council. Are they fraudulent or are they?
Say again, sorry?
So the actual liability orders the council puts in place for outstanding council debts or business rates or, the parking or wherever it might be.
Yeah.
You're saying that that's fraud as well?
Yes, it is, because...
Yeah, then the actual, in a sense, charge payer or anybody who owes the money.
Unless there's a contract in the matter, for example, if this lady signed to say that she agrees to pay whatever the debt's for, in writing, then there is no contract. Nobody should be paying bills for civil matters, for example parking tickets, bus lane contraventions and various different taxes. Let it actually be known that the only lawful and legal taxation that can be taken from a human being is as an employee through PAYE contracts. If you go and start a job, say, when you started your job with Bristow and Sutor, they would have had you sign a contract of employment, and within the terms of that contract would have stipulated that you agree to pay the government part of your salary as a percentage under PAYE tax. And the other group of people that are eligible and legally bound to paying tax are people that own their own businesses and they register their business with the HMRC and Inland Revenue, etc.
Yeah.
Because they too agree that they're registering their business to them. So yes, what the council actually do, as you're probably fully aware, is they hire courtrooms either locally or through Northampton County Court, and they process their own paperwork, and they pretend at their end that there's some judge or magistrate that's taking liability when there'll never be, because that judge or magistrate would end up going to prison, and once one person goes to prison, then that sets precedent because it would be in criminal court and the whole system will fall down. That's why not a single human being, none of your documentation will ever have a court seal with the proper judge's name printed and signature in wet ink so that we can verify that it's true. and they'll only ever give you the proper ones when it's a criminal case under criminal law being dealt with by the police knocking on somebody's door to arrest them.
Okay, so for example, this is just a basic question, away from, like I said, Bristow.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Just, it's just interest, to be honest with you, more than anything. So,
I mean, I bet you don't. Do you know all of this already?
I know, to be fair, I know pretty much the majority of what you're saying. I didn't know nothing about the Criminal Justice Act, Criminal Justice and Courts Act 2015.
That should have been a brief to your office on the 14th of April.
Okay. Yeah,
really.
What we had was that when the Enforcement Act was updated by the government on April the 6th,
yeah.
We had an update in retrospect to that.
I'm sorry, would you be able to speak up because there's such an interference?
I don't know if it's actually lying on my headset.
Can you put the microphone closer to your mouth?
Yeah, it is close.
Oh, right, okay.
Basically, what you've got is when the Enforcement Act was updated by the government on April 6th last year on that.
Yeah.
Yes, we had, like I say, an update and a brief in regards to that in the background. But I was just wondering, because you said about this law being passed literally 4 days ago.
Well, that law basically means that you can't go asking the police for help because they'll stand there, what is it they say, that they're only there in case there's a breach of the peace, which then turns into a bailiff trying to push past a property owner, and that property owner then defends their property by pushing back, and then the police arrest the person or that human being, and then you guys think that you can get in. Except what if there's two people in that property? One locks the door inside, and of course the police ain't going to come and knock it down because then they'll go to prison and they'll lose their jobs.
Yeah.
And so on, basically.
And just have complete interest in that. In regards to what you were saying, in regards to just your council tax, they can't actually, for example, so if you're, you default on your council tax, you don't pay, you don't get in contact with the actual council, then it's enough, like as normally council pays the government tax.
It's fraud.
So
bedroom tax, council tax, all fraud. Parking tickets. I mean, I've got Equita chasing after me for a parking ticket, and they've only written to me the once, and I've told them exactly how it is. In fact, here's a piece of information for you. This is our new protocol.
Yeah.
When a bailiff comes to the door, they have two options. One of those options is to leave the property and hand the matter back to the offices that they're from, with the intention of the office handing it back to the person or the company, because it's always... So yeah, that's option one, is they leave, there's no further action necessary.
Yeah.
The second option for the bailiff on the doorstep is if they want to stay and harass me, or whoever, and they want to try pushing way past or breaking in or taking property or anything, even acting knowingly that we've explained that the documentation is null and void because it's not official, real court documents, they would then be putting themselves liable for the following. We have over 25,000 members and people also, in addition to that, with their fingers in all the pies. National Insurance, Inland Revenue, Birth Certificate, Deed Poll and DVLA. 5 critical pieces of information and data that we can get our hands on because we have people everywhere, right? Because we're arming ourselves up for the fight, basically. But it ain't going to be a physical fight, it's going to be a litigation fight. So what we're going to do is, if a bailiff persists and harasses a member of anybody that we are representing, and eventually everybody that watches our videos and learns how to do this as well, we will find out everything about that man or woman purporting to be a bailiff or enforcement officer of the court, and we will then broadcast everything that's happened in video form on the doorstep, so the entire encounter, as you'd expect, would be filmed. That evidence would then be broadcast onto the public domain, for example, Bambusa, Vimeo, YouTube, etc. And it would also be given to their friends and family members, and every single time that bailiff, once they've given up or finished being a bailiff, once they go to a new job, we will be able to track exactly what new vocation or occupation they've gone to, and we will be able to telephone and write to the new bosses within days of them starting the new job, showing them the criminal that they've actually employed and making strong recommendations that they terminate the employment. And we will continue to do that over and over again. And we will make this promise to the bailiff on the doorstep and strongly advise that they leave, because it's their human problem after they've finished being a bailiff, because you guys have only got a couple of years left maximum, because we've had enough. You know, you're not going to be able to pick on anybody on the doorstep anymore. Right? So the bailiff will only be able to stop us. Well, say for example they've left being a bailiff, they've gone and got a new job working somewhere else. We get hold of them because we don't forget, and we do hold grudges, because you're ruining people's lives. You're making people kill themselves over financial matters that they've got no lawful jurisdiction over. And the only way that that ex-bailiff person who we keep on ruining their future occupations as punishment will be able to stop us from acting in that way is for them to go on video and publicly apologise for their actions as when they were a bailiff or an enforcement officer. And we will write to them with an affidavit stating that even though they give us this on video that they knowingly committed these crimes, we will not pursue them for criminal activity or try and boycott their future employment forthwith. Because we will have that video evidence of their apology. We will edit the video of their apology to the video of their activities that we've recorded already, and we will put that up as a broadcast so that other bailiffs and enforcement officers will know exactly what to expect. And I'll tell you another thing that we're aware of as well. We're aware that people without employment are going to job centres, and the only way they can be given job seekers allowance is if they accept a job. And guess what types of jobs they're being pushed into? Enforcement agencies. That could be parking ticket people, traffic wardens or whoever, but it could also be, and is also, bailiffs and enforcement officers. So the government is making people unemployed, and what they're then doing is they're forcing them down a road where they end up having to shit on the next man. So they've lost their job, they've got no money, the only way they can get job seekers allowance is by taking or accepting the job offered to them. That turns out to be an enforcement officer, and then the government think that they're growing their ranks of lawless police, if you like, because police have got oaths of office, whether or not they obey them or not, that's going to be repaired shortly. Yeah. And this is how we're going to take them down, because we're appealing to the conscience of the man and woman with a bailiff badge. We're appealing to their conscience to make sure that they know that if they continue, or if they persist on one instance on video from this point forthwith, then they're putting themselves at risk of being humiliated for life. Because once it's out there, it's out there.
Yeah.
And it's the same goes for you. I mean, it's okay for you because I don't have your proper details. You could just call yourself Joe Blogs, and you could quit your job and you don't have to turn your face up on video at people's doorsteps. But for the people on the foot, your foot marchers on the street, their days are numbered, basically, unless they have real court documents, and then we can talk about it.
Okay.
So you guys need to go back and get the right paperwork before you even start acting. Otherwise, don't act at all.
Right, okay.
What was your name again? I've forgotten, sorry, it's at the beginning, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll call myself Tom, shall I?
Tom?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Right, well, have you got any more questions for me?
To be honest with you, to be fair, that was very interesting today. I appreciate you answering the actual questions and that, and it gives me a bit more of a...
Yeah, I mean, I'm not your usual person... Yeah, I mean, I do appreciate you guys get lots of phone calls with people shouting and hurling abuse at you and everything. But what you need to do is you need to consider me without emotion, basically. Consider me as a robot, if you like, because I won't adopt emotions into these matters.
Yeah.
And that's the way that everybody needs to be.
Yeah, no worries. I'm going to look at the actual Criminal Justice and Courts Act 2015, to be honest with you, and basically read more into that, and I will pass on the actual comments. But I appreciate your calling today and the update on that. Okay.
All right. Well, if you can apply that to the account, the details that I've given you, and I mean, you really need to take notice of it, really, because she will not answer the door to you. There will be no levying of goods, because there are no goods for levy at her property. There's only property on and inside her property. Doors and windows locked. She's got shit at the fan barrier bar. What's that? Barrier bars?
Yeah. Is that around the door, is it, generally? Is that...
They're big, heavy-duty deadbolts that stop fraudulent bailiffs from kicking the door in, as well as thieves.
And
you know.
And anybody else who's trying to break into the property?
Yeah.
Excellent. I was going to say, I could have a look into that. But,
well, you know, in these particular times when, you know, the game is up for all the fraud that's going on, and obviously the police can't act on behalf of the council because it's a civil matter, and that just leaves the councils to hire bailiff groups to come out and try and do the job for them as well.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why the actual being the council, why they haven't actually, in a sense, if that is what you're saying, I'm not, you know, like I said, don't get me wrong, I'm not 100% in regards to what the actual background of the council is and how they, you know, do their liability audits, etc. But I would have thought it just made more sense to do it, you know, properly.
Yeah.
I could say is actual judge base there, if, you know, and, you know, under the actual council tax law. So I'm kind of understanding why the council...
Because the councils think that they're above the law, and they're not, and they're acting as a private company as well as, instead of actually just being a council. And the short and long of it is that if anybody tries to take anybody to court over a matter...
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll start again. If anybody has a claim against another and it's in dispute, you know, like if you owe me £100 and you won't give it to me, unless I've got proof that I lent it to you, i.e. you and me signed a contract saying that I've given you £100 and I need it back by such a date, etc., then I can't take you to court. And because this lady hasn't signed a contract with the council over the matter at hand, the council can't actually take her to real court, just like they can't take anybody to real court unless there's a contract.
Right.
Because if I tried to sue you, I'd have to sign a claim form at the council, at the court. I'd have to put my name and print it and sign it and accept liability. I'd have to pay a fee for court proceedings to be implemented, and then you would be written to, and you would have to write back in a defensive matter, or unless you agree with it, and then just pay the bill, etc., or whatever it's for. But at least I can be counter-sued or counter-prosecuted if I'm falsifying the events or the evidence. And at the moment, people just think they can turn up at someone's house, knock on the door, take property, go and flog it at an auction, and then settle the bill. And whether anything else happens, there's nobody that can be held liable for it.
Yeah, so any kind of, like, say, innocent civil matter stuff would have to be done, or would actually have to be written.
Everything that's civil needs a contract in the matter.
Right.
Everything where there's supposed or purported court activity must have a real warrant with an embossed court seal with a date in the middle, and also the judge's full printed name underneath with their wet ink signature. None of these downloadable EX96 forms, or, you know, none of these pretend warrants that have got the county court in what looks like an ink rubber stamp. It has to be embossed into the paper, you know, it has to be impressed on it. And then what we would do is that, in fact, this is another problem that we've got, is bailiffs never want to hand over the warrant. And a bailiff needs to give the warrant, the original one with the wet ink signature and the court seal, to the man or woman on the doorstep for them to verify that it's true. And what they would do is they would close and lock the door in possession of the original supposed warrant. They would then use directory of inquiries to phone the courthouse themselves, not through a number that you would have given them to call, because that could be false as well. And they would then verify that there's actually a human being at the court with a job title as a magistrate or judge who is authorising and accepting liability in the matter. And obviously they won't be, because judges won't touch it. Which is why all the councils are either hiring local courtrooms for a few hours a week, or they're going through Northampton County Court, which isn't a real court. And the reason it's not a real court is because human beings can't go there for trials, hearings or tribunals. So you can't pass judgment or summary judgment or create a verdict, if it's criminal law, against a man or woman unless they've been party to the trial and they've had the chance to defend themselves in court. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, Tom, there's some stuff for you to digest.
Oh, absolutely. I'm definitely going to basically be looking into that, and appreciate that.
Can I give you a bit of advice what you could actually do?
Yeah.
On your day off or whatnot, go to the local court, like a proper magistrates' court or county court or whatever, and just ask them to show you what a real paper warrant looks like.
Yeah.
Because it won't be anything like the ones that you download and print off the net. It'll be on posh paper, and it'll have an embossed seal area, which it probably won't be squeezed through the machine until it's been printed up and signed and everything, because the sign and seal goes on at the end, because the judge has to make sure that they know what they're signing, otherwise they could just sign a blank cheque.
Absolutely.
And then, yeah, so then you'll be able to see the difference.
Yeah. Well, no, definitely so. I've got some time off next week, well, just the day, so I think I'll pop into the local county court and that, and just see if I can ascertain one, to be fair, just for personal interest, to be fair. So,
yeah.
Definitely so. I'll definitely take that on board. And,
yeah, raise the matter with your bosses, because at the moment they're not acting properly, and that's why there's all this upheaval. If every single bailiff had a real court warrant, then they would be able to do what they, suggest that they're supposed to be able to do once verified, and then what that person who's been wronged would do is they would prosecute under criminal law the judge that signed it. You know?
Yeah, no, definitely so. I think what needs to be referred to the council as well, because I think it's something what they need to be fully aware of what they're doing. So I can understand where you're coming from and how they try to, what you said, in terms of bypassing, like I say, the actual judge and embossed seal and wetting signature.
Yeah. I mean, there's a website that I could go on now, and I could download the exact same warrant that you guys use, and then I could fill it in myself and pretend I'm an enforcement agent. I could laminate myself a pretend badge with Bristow and Sutor written on it, and I could knock on people's doors and take property off them.
Yeah, that's quite scary that, there's information, like that out there who anybody could get hold of.
Yeah, but what people can't download are real court warrants with embossed seals.
Yeah,
Yeah. And did you know there's also bailiffs from other companies that are going out there with iPads with digital warrants? And that's nothing. If you ain't on paper with real signatures and seals, then it's nothing. You can't turn up with an iPad at somebody's door and show them a photograph on a screen of a warrant.
Yeah.
That's just open to abuse, that is.
Oh God, it has to be physically in paper format, and that's the only way it can be done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Alright, and Tom?
It's been a bit of a lesson. Thank you. Appreciate your time, John.
You're welcome. Hope it's been a bit of an eye-opener for you.
Definitely so. Appreciate your time. Thank you again. Alright.
You're welcome. Take care then. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Well, there you go. Subtle Bristow and Sutor staff member that's incredibly polite, I mean, I hope you could hear that anyway. I might have to subtitle it because the line was terrible, and I've just noticed I had me I had my phone back to front where the speaker is on the back and not by the microphone. But yeah, so this is a follow-on from that previous video that I did with Bristow and Sutor, and who was it? It was McKenna, wasn't it? Not McKelly. We've got his first name anyway, it's on the other video somewhere. And then allegedly Tom from the call centre then. So I'll get this all uploaded now, and another bit of fodder.